Alright, so hello everyone, and today I am actually not going to be recording. I'm going to do a quick channel refresher, rebreather, just to let everyone know, because the following week, because this you could watch this anytime after it's been posted, which starts Friday the 17th and then ends on Sunday the 26th of February 2012. I have nothing but free time, and I am very excited, just almost basically excited for this break alone as I am for the entire first two quarters of 2012, gaming wise, of course. And so, just very briefly, I wanted to quickly explain, or not explain actually, but clarify what I will be playing over this week and the next couple of weeks, and basically into June. So, first off, if you haven't been following with me, which I know a lot of you haven't, because about that, but anyway, um, yeah, I have been doing Skyward Sword. Well, excuse me, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I've been doing a playthrough on that, and by now I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end of the game, although I've said that a couple of times over the past couple of weeks, so I don't know exactly how long the game is, but I'm starting to get the feeling that it's, coming to its climax and eventual conclusion. So I will be playing that. I am, playing that through. On top of that, I am playing through Final Fantasy 13-2, which, is the sequel to Final Fantasy 13. So yeah, I don't know how far I am with that. I could be anywhere from 60 to 40% done. Who knows? And there's, a whole bunch of different stuff I can do in that. So for right now, those are the two games that I will be playing. So on Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday, depending how much recording time I get done, those are going to be the games I will be playing. Now, for example, let's say that I finish, because I'm going to be finishing Skyward Sword. I'm just going to sit down and play it nonstop until I'm done. But let's say, for example, on Friday I beat Skyward Sword, and then I'm rendering all early morning, all the early hours, like 12 to 5 to 6 or whatever, on Saturday. So I'm ready to do 13, which I hopefully will beat on Saturday. Then Sunday and Monday, I have a very special surprise planned out, almost as special as Skyward Sword back when I announced it during my Variety Week. Variety Week June, not June, January 2012. I said, oh, I'm going to do some Metal Gear. I'm going to revisit a whole bunch of games, and then I'm going to start a new playthrough, which, in case you haven't found out by now, is The Legend of Zelda The Skyward Sword, which has been up. What part is actually up? Hold on, I'll quickly look. Part 84 is the most recent one as of now. So I don't think it'll take me longer than basically 3 consecutive days worth of recording in order to beat these games, but who knows? Anything's possible. They're very good games, very long, very engaging, and I'm not trying to say they should end immediately, but I'll hopefully be able to reach the conclusion. So that special game will be unveiled at least on Monday, because on Tuesday I intend to go out to GameStop and pick up, hopefully, well, I know for a fact, at least one game, and that is New Vegas Ultimate Edition. I know, that would make it 14 days since it came out. I've been trying very hard to get it, but I've just not had the time or the resources or the money available to go stop by GameStop and pick it up. So that will definitely debut on Tuesday, and I guess that'll probably take up Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully no more than half of Thursday, because on Thursday, again, I am hoping to start my playthrough of Mass Effect 1 and then hopefully finish it sometime by Friday so I can move on to Mass Effect 2, which I don't anticipate will take me any more than a day. And I'll be trying to do as many of the side quests as I can in the first Mass Effect. The side quests in Mass Effect 2, I really don't, they weren't as interesting, as good, but if I run into any, I'll be sure to do them. And no, I will not be playing Mass Effect 2 on anything higher than normal, because I beat it on Insanity. It took me 3, I'm getting confused, but it took me too long. So normal and normal, just for the hell of it. I just want to play through them. And it's not like I always do this, of course, in anticipation of a major favorite game. Like, for example, when Pokemon Heart Gold, I didn't record this by the way, Pokemon Heart Gold was released, I played through the original Gold. When Modern Warfare 3 was released, I played through Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and then Modern Warfare 2, as you saw. What else? Anything else? I don't know, but it's this whole thing I do when games come out. Oh yeah, when Metroid Prime 3 came out, I played through Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion. Even I know that Fusion is not a substitute for Prime 2, but I couldn't find my Prime 2, so whatever, screw it. So it's this whole, I don't even know how to say it. It's a tradition I have of mine in order to do this. And, yeah, basically that'll probably take me up until Sunday evening, which is when I have to get ready to go back to school. But besides that right there is a total of 6 whopping games. Although you could technically say it's more like 5.5-ish, depending on how much is left of Skyward Sword and what's it called? Fucking Final Fantasy 13-2. I had a brain fart. So, and of course, I don't anticipate me beating the secret game, which that's kind of a major hint towards what it could possibly be, but we'll see what happens. So the other part of this video that I want to quickly, actually there's 2 more parts, but this one is really short. I am going to be doing a special, surprising new series sort of thing. I don't know what other way to describe it. When I hit 2,000 views, or not fucking 2,000 views, I've been past that. 2,000 uploads, excuse me, on my part. So be on the lookout for that once the counter hits 2,000. On top of that, I was doing some thinking about Variety Week, and I said this before when I was talking about Variety Week. Oh, you know, Variety Week isn't such a good name because, you know, maybe later on in the year I'll be wanting to do a whole bunch of variety with my game playthroughs, and who knows what could happen. Sky's the limit. So I said Variety Week is just the name because that's when I conceived the idea. It was a week I had off, a week to fuck around and do whatever I want. And yeah, Variety Week isn't good. So now I'm going to change the name to Variety Mode. That's right, it took me all of 30 seconds when I put thought to it to think of Variety Mode. I just went through Variety Week, Variety Month, Variety Year, which got shot down instantly, and then I thought of Variety Mode. So that's basically what it's called. So besides that, looking for you'll basically know when Variety Mode is on. I'll probably just put it on my channel thing or whatever. And the final thing I want to talk about is the Facebook page I made about my channel, because as you know, YouTube is changing its layout once again. Although it's been like there have been 2 layouts in use so far for the past 2 months. Well, more like since late November. I definitely know in December they had it. They've been in play. That you've had the layout that they switched to from before, and the new layout, which I think looks terrible, and it just doesn't click with me at all, unlike this one that's currently in use, which sort of clicked with me when they replaced it. But now this one to me seems like a little bit more of a mix of the old layouts plus some new ones. You now watch videos on the view page instead of on the main channel page. Although you have the option to, but if you're watching a playlist, you're going to go to the... it's trial and error. And basically, for me, it spells whole new set of YouTube woes. I still think the best YouTube experience I had was back when I was doing Bad Company 2. That playthrough, which I found very hilarious. You should definitely go watch it because I had a fucking blast playing that game. I thought the campaign was hilarious. Good gameplay. But whatever. That's another review for another time. And so the final part of this game is this channel update is the games I will hopefully be playing in 2012. As you can see, I'm still kind of mixed up in my thoughts because I just got home literally like 10 minutes before I started this. So as you know, last year's 4th quarter, or late September, October, November and December was jam-packed with game releases. I got to play a ton of new games, some of which were amazing, completely blew my mind. Others shined in some areas, not so much in others. Some were just plain unplayable. We already know what I'm talking about if you've been following me. But yeah, so this year, usually when you have a first quarter and a second quarter, usually there's only a couple of major releases, and then that's it. You have all the smaller games come out. You have bigger games, you know, that don't want to get tangled with the yearly contenders, you know, like Heavy Rain, for example, 2010 February came out. Also, Mass Effect 2 came out, I believe, January 2010. So you have all these games that don't want to basically mess with the big names like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. This year, however, there doesn't seem to be any shortage of that, and that's good in some ways, bad in others, because I want to play basically every game that I'm going to quickly list. This won't take longer than a couple of minutes. But at the same time, I have to kind of say, you know, how much money am I going to have, blah, 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 to buy this stuff. So, without further ado, I've been searching around, and the past couple of months, they've been really updating this list of games that I wanted to at least attempt to try. So, as you already know, Final Fantasy 13-2, already doing a playthrough on that. And hopefully I'll finish that rather swiftly, if you know what I mean. Then, and I completely missed one of them. The first game I was going to play, but then it came out on the same day as New Vegas, was Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which is an action role-playing game that I've heard about. It's like, what is it, Devil May Cry, something like that, I don't know. It's like Oblivion mixed with Devil May Cry is what my friend told me. And I wanted to get it, but then New Vegas Ultimate's coming out, and to be honest, I'm more interested in New Vegas than another Western-developed RPG. I'm pretty sure it's Western. I think it's made by EA, so that would make it Western, without a doubt. So or at least published by EA, I could be wrong. But I'm more willing to go back to a game that I know than to branch off into a $60 franchise, which I'm no doubt about it. From what I've heard and seen, the game looks really amazing. But this time of year, I don't really have that kind of time to sit down with a long RPG. So what I'm thinking is I'll smack that in with Skyrim when I do a playthrough on that this summer. Of course, this game is going to come before Skyrim because I imagine Skyrim taking me 200 playthrough parts, the longest of any game I ever had. In fact, I believe Skyward Sword, unless it ends within 15 minutes of me starting it up, it will surpass New Vegas's main playthrough as the longest playthrough I've done. And now, right now, only part 84 is up, but I have more rendered, obviously. But let's not get sidetracked here, as I already have. So that came out on February 7th. Now, the first game that's coming out that I'm actually going to be anticipating is on the 28th of February 2012. They are releasing SSX. I guess it will eventually be called 2K12 because, you know, this is another one of those games where the game developers say, oh no, we can't put a number next to this game. We can't put some sort of subtitle to differentiate it between the franchise itself and the first game. So just like Sonic the Hedgehog, all these other games, Prince of Persia, you get the idea. So SSX 2K12. Yes, I know I usually don't do sports games. In fact, this will probably be my first sports game. I've been a fan of SSX since like whenever SSX Tricky came out for the PS2, which was a long time ago, I know. I used to play that all the time on my cousin's PS2 down in way downtown, out of state actually, excuse me. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't really get SSX Tricky for a long time on the GameCube, and I don't think I've ever played it because I've just had too many other things to play. So that'll be interesting. It's supposed to use real-life locations, unlike the fictional locations that they had in previous SSX games. Yeah, so I know it's snowboarding. It's like, oh, why the fuck would you play a snowboarding game? I don't know. Just I'm interested, curious to see the franchise return, and that has proven beneficial in some previous playthrough games, and in more less so than others. But yeah. So, and then the next day, Microsoft Flight comes out, and I'm interested in fucking around with that because I never really did own a Microsoft Flight simulator. But apparently it's not a flight simulator. It's not part of the same series anymore. It's just called Microsoft Flight. And apparently it is a free-to-play game, which I have to find out where and how to get it. But basically free-to-play, from what I'm understanding, is, as the name suggests, free-to-play, where you don't have to pay to play. I don't know why any other way to explain it better than that. But there is DLC for it, which you have the option of paying for, so we'll see whether or not I want to get that. I mean, get the DLC, but I'll definitely try that out. It's going to be fun messing around with it. It's on the PC, of course, and it comes out the next day after SSX. Then the next game after that, of course, Mass Effect 3, which is why I am doing playthroughs of the original 2 Mass Effects, so I could have a story and also to reacquaint myself with Mass Effect, because I have not played a Mass Effect game. I put it in my console and I booted it, but then I said I don't want to fucking play it. I have not played a Mass Effect game since August, when I think I beat Mass Effect 2, and even further back for Mass Effect 1. I mean, Mass Effect 2 on Insane, of course. So we'll see about that. I know the demo's out, but I kind of don't want to spoil anything for myself. I as silly and as stupid as that sounds, but we'll see what happens. Going beyond that, on the same day, of course, because here we go. They do this every major release. They have to cram 1 or 2 side games on the same day. On the same day, which is March 6th, as Mass Effect 3, you have Silent Hill HD Collection, and I know I might have garbled this before, but it is not Downpour coming out on the same day as Mass Effect 3. It is Mass Effect 3 and Silent Hill HD, and unlike the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection, which had 3 games of varying degrees of fun and lack of trial and error, this game, Silent Hill HD Collection, comes with Silent Hills 2 and 3. So you might say, oh, why does it only come with 2 games? Well, I don't know why it didn't come with 4, but these 2 games are apparently very good within the series. Fans of this series have told me. Now, my Silent Hill experience is only limited to Silent Hill Homecoming, as you know, because that was my second playthrough I ever started with commentary, but the first I ever finished. And I think I did play Silent Hill 2 for a little bit, although I could have been a Resident Evil game. My memory of that isn't that great. I was debating Major League Baseball 2K12, but then I'm like, I'd rather buy, NBA, because I find basketball more fun to play than baseball. In a video game, of course. In real life, I have more fun the other way around. But, yeah. What else is there? Scrolling down the list of games I have. I Am Alive comes out the next day as a downloadable title. Now, if you don't remember this was a while back. They said, oh, I Am Alive is coming out. It's a survival game about, post-apocalyptic survival game. So I don't know about that. I doubt it. Don't get your hopes up. Mario Party 9 I was actually thinking about, which is pretty funny, but then I said, you know what? My experiences with the last 3 Mario games I've played have been terrible. It's been AI cheating. It's been not so amazing controls. The boards got, in my opinion, progressively worse and worse. But who knows? There are going to be a lot of people who are excited for it, so I don't want to dampen their mood. Just know I won't be partaking in Mario Party 9 as in the foreseeable future. Although, if I could ever get a calendar on my computer that doesn't require me to screw up with the date and time settings, then that would be awesome. Although it does come out on a Sunday, surprisingly. That's pretty weird. Usually games don't come out on Sundays. But on March 13th, here we go. You have 2 games that I'm going to be getting. One of which is Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations. And the other one is Silent Hill Downpour. And now, a lot of my friends, of course, have very low standards of game diversity. Uh, so they're going to be hissing and booing. I don't even care anymore, to be honest. They can hiss and boo and bitch all they want. But I'm hoping someone else recognizes these games for what they are. And they're not bad, to be honest. I enjoyed previous Naruto games, and I am a minor Silent Hill fan. Although this year they have 3 Silent Hill games coming out. So we'll see if they turn this around. The other thing is Tales of Grace's F comes out. I don't know what the F is for. It's some kind of weird alphabetic letter, but I don't know if I'll actually get it because I heard that the original Tales of Graces isn't like the traditional Tales games, and I'd rather save my Tales of anything money for Tales of Xillia or Shilia. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's an X. But whenever that comes out for America, I will definitely get that. Hopefully they do what Namco does, what they did last year with Catherine, and release it during the summer, which would be amazing. I couldn't stress how awesome that would be. So probably not going to see any of that. That's all on March 13th, which of course is a Tuesday. Then a week later, now imagine this, 4 playthroughs, 2 weeks. That's going to be ridiculous. But anyway, a week later, you have Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which I have already pre-ordered, so I'll definitely be picking that up. Coming out for the major consoles, Xbox and PS3. I guess the Windows version comes out later, whatever. So that's going to be very interesting because it's supposed I haven't really even looked at the gameplay. Apparently you can move and shoot, which is revolutionary in a Resident Evil game. But who knows? The next day, March 21st, Rayman 3 HD comes out. And as you know, I love Ubisoft. I love them to death. I've never played a bad Ubisoft game. I've only played glitchy Ubisoft games. Then that's not saying they've never made a bad Ubisoft game, game that comes out under the publishing of Ubisoft. I've loved every one of their games. It's been really fun. And I'm looking forward to playing a remake. A port, excuse me, not a remake, of Rayman 3, because I never did play Rayman 3. I think I bought it, but I never played it. Yeah, I did buy Rayman 3 for the GameCube, and I never bought it, never played it. So this will be my playthrough of it. Hopefully it's gonna be just as funny and as, wittily humored as some of the other Rayman games. Hopefully none of the stupid rabbits make any surprise appearances, but that game was conceived long after Rayman. And then another thing that I'm interested in, and I just lost it, on March 27th, which is a Tuesday. Actually, hold on, excuse me. On March 23rd, you have Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. Apparently, people say, "Oh, you should buy it because then they'll make Smash Bros." Anyway, I shouldn't have brought that up. That's another story. But on the 27th, you have 2 games, one of which I can't get because I won't be getting a Vita for a long time, if I even ever get it. You have Capcom Digital Collection, which is going to be pretty interesting. It has a whole bunch of games. It has Bionic Commando, Rearmed, I don't know, Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD, apparently, and Final Fight Double Impact, a whole bunch of games. So it might be worth it. It's at least worth a look, if not a purchase. So we don't know. Then after that, so basically I have all those weeks to play the 5 or 6 games I just named. So March is really the big month so far for this part of the year. And it looks like it'll remain that way until later on in September when more big releases start coming out. So, on the other hand, on April 3rd, you have Devil May Cry HD Collection for the Xbox and PS3. So, we'll see what happens with those. Then on April 24th, so I have a good, how many weeks? 2.5, 3 weeks. April 24th, yeah, I have 3 weeks, and then Prototype 2 comes out. So that's going to, without a doubt, be very interesting, because I never did beat the original Prototype. So, hey, this could be another chance to play the prequel, or play the first game before the sequel, assuming I'm not too busy playing the other 5 or 10 games that came out in March. So, the next game that I actually intend to get, May starts off pretty slow, and then May 15th comes Max Payne 3, which I've never played a Max Payne game before, but as you know, I am a major fan of Rockstar games. I think every Rockstar game since GTA 4, they keep improving and improving upon the gameplay, the story in some ways more than others. The soundtrack in all these games is great. You had LA Noire with a very 1940s era soundtrack, which I thought was a very good. They had a very era style game, which was pretty cool. Then you also have on the 22nd Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which has already, this is the weird part about this game. This game has already been out on the DS and the PSP for like a year or 2 years now. Very interesting, actually. A year and a half, 2 years. This game has already been out, but now they're finally getting with the big release of it, which is the Xbox 360 and PS3, and I guess the PC comes later. Like usually when they do games like this, where they have a dumbed down handheld or lesser PS2 or Wii version of the game, it's usually they release that after. This is the odd case of it, the odd man out. So without a doubt, I'll be getting that. It's actually pretty close to my birthday, so we'll see what happens with that. And then June 26th, so you know that's a full month later. Darksiders 2. I am so pumped for this game. I love the original Darksiders. I bought it around this. Actually, let's not get into that because I don't remember when or why I bought it. But I bought it because I wanted an adventure game. I heard it was a free roam adventure game, and boy was I stunned when I thought that game was out of this world. One of the best adventure games I've ever played on the 360, and I played a lot. So yeah, without a doubt, very good stuff. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I will hopefully have by then an HD PVR. I actually just found the cables for component instead of composite for my Xbox. And obviously all the games I've mentioned so far are Xbox until stated otherwise. And that's basically it. Except for the three major releases later on this year of Assassin's Creed 3, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Resident Evil 6. But those are all their own bridges to cross when we get there. So, besides that, I guess that's pretty much sums it up. And boy, this did not take the 5 or so minutes I thought it would. It actually took 15. So, pretty interesting. So, we have a lot of good games coming out this year. All interesting. Not all of them sequels, but at least worth looking. The rise of the HD remake. You know, it's just very interesting stuff. And well, I guess I shouldn't eat up any more of your time. Thank you for watching / listening. Hell, I don't even know what I'm gonna put as the video for this, because it's not just gonna be an audio file, but I'll dick around with that bridge when I get there. So thank you. I'm Spray and Pray 1000. Good stuff, people.